During the recent Ubisoft gaming event, we saw 3 different Assassin's Creed games, the first being Mirage, then a VR AC game called Nexus, and finally today's topic being Assassin's Creed Codename Jade. For those of you unaware, AC Jade is going to be a mobile exclusive game developed by Chinese company Tencent and published by Ubisoft. Quick editor's note, Assassin's Creed Codename Jade is being developed by a company called Level Infinite, who are a subsidiary company to Tencent, which I didn't realize when making this video, but what I say still stands, because Level Infinite will have the same prospects as Tencent being owned by them. The game is set in ancient China and looks to be taking major inspiration from Assassin's Creed Odyssey. So we'll start with that, and these are my thoughts. Is the game doomed, or is it going to be really good? We're going to talk about all of that today. Now, apart from the beta gameplay posted by different people on YouTube, we haven't really seen much of the game at all, and those videos of the beta are very early stages of development and definitely won't accurately represent the final builds. On top of that, we've seen the recent trailer at Ubisoft Forwards, so a lot of what I say today will be speculation based off of what I understand about Ubisoft as a company and my experience with them and Assassin's Creed. So if you're new to this channel and you want to stay up to date with everything Mirage, AC Codename Jade, AC Nexus, and the older games, then feel free to press the subscribe button so you don't miss a video from me. Let's get into this. So firstly, I just want to start by saying, regardless of any good or bad within this game, you can't deny that it is a bit of a technical marvel. And what I mean by that is, look at the open world. It's impressive. It looks good, especially for a mobile game. The fact that we're going to be exploring a likely large open world with this much detail that we're seeing, and it's going to be on an iPhone or an Android device, to me, that is very impressive. Now, that doesn't mean I think the game is going to be good or bad. That's just me throwing my hands up and saying, you know, good job on that. It looks good, and I have no faults there. I'm going to try to give a nuanced take on both sides and just give my overall thoughts. Now, speaking of nuance, I wouldn't expect this game to tell a very detailed Assassin's Creed story. Codename Jade is set hundreds of years before Assassin's Creed Origins, which set up the groundworks for the Hidden Ones, which obviously later leads into the Assassins versus Templars and stuff like that. If you look at Assassin's Creed Odyssey and think about how much of a detailed Assassin's Creed story was told within that game, I'd say it will probably be around the realms of that. If you are a hardcore AC fan such as myself, then this story is probably going to be a bit of a disappointment to you, but I'll say it once more, that's my opinion, and I could be wrong. I'm thinking it's likely going to take more of a focus on the Isu aspect of Assassin's Creed, you know, the ones who came before, and it's probably going to be a story about a stealthy man who runs into Isu technology and the enemy has that technology, and it's all like, oh, what's going on? And then you assassinate some bad guys and you get that technology, and it's probably going to be something similar in the realms of Odyssey when it comes to the main character that you play as being a descendant of the Isu or possessing certain abilities through a certain Isu artifacts that you as the player possess. Now, that's backed up to me because if we take a look at some beta gameplay posted by random users on the internet, it has the same type of powers and abilities as we had in Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Now, unless they just want to give the player complete powers and abilities without really explaining it in lore, I mean, they could do that, but if they're going to try and make it centric to the story, perhaps the main character possesses a piece of Eden or is a descendant of the Isu or something like that, which means they can revolve the story around that more, because, you know, how are you going to tell an Assassin's Creed story when you've literally set your game hundreds of years before the inception of even the Hidden Ones? So that's my prediction for story, but I don't think it will be an in-depth story regardless, because it is a mobile game at the end of the day. I think they will try and focus as much on gameplay as possible and probably just incorporate a fairly bare-bones story into that. Now, the open world looks identical to Odyssey in the format of it, the way it's set up. If I give you guys a screenshot of Assassin's Creed Odyssey's open world and put that side by side with the Codename Jade's open world, you can kind of get a sense of what I mean. Vast, empty open spaces to explore to increase game time. I think the open world will have lots of strongholds and bandit camps that you can enter and take out using your abilities to get loot, and maybe you can get crafting materials in these different places that you can't use to create armor unless you also have different crafting materials that you can only get on the in-game store, which leads me into my next point, being microtransactions. From what we understand, Assassin's Creed Codename Jade is going to be a free-to-play game. Now, no company releases a fully fledged game for free unless they know they're going to make a lot of money through the in-game store, having microtransactions or DLC, but you know, when it comes to mobile games, it's 99% of the time purely microtransactions. Now, that can be cosmetics such as armor, skins, different horse mounts, extra abilities, or XP point boosts, you know, stuff like that. I'm fairly relaxed on microtransactions when it comes to free-to-play games because at the end of the day, they're letting you play the game for free. They need to make money somehow, so I am more relaxed on microtransactions when it comes to stuff like this than I would be in Assassin's Creed Mirage, and before Mirage, obviously Assassin's Creed Valhalla. The reason I'm bringing microtransactions up as a point in this video is, based on what we know from Assassin's Creed Odyssey and then later Valhalla, they're not going to make it easy for you to play this game without buying into microtransactions. The developers could throw enemy scaling completely off, so as you level up, the enemies level up much faster, meaning you will be hit hard and it will be harder to defeat enemies, you'll die a lot, you won't be able to collect the loot that you want, so they'll incentivize XP boosts that you can buy and then use it as a potion or something like that, so you can then be scaled up to the enemy and the game will be then easier. That's just based off of what I've seen in Ubisoft games before, so I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to do the same type of tactic in a free-to-play game. It just is what it is, and that's what I think they'll do. Now, the next point that I want to bring up, I'm going to premise this and say this is complete conjecture. This isn't really based off of any solid information. It's mainly my opinion, my speculation, and I could definitely be wrong. This is my opinion. Tencent is a world-leading internet and technology company that develops innovative products and services to improve the quality of life of people around the world. Basically, they are a Chinese conglomerate company. Many people would say Tencent is a very controversial company. Some would say unethical, and others would say downright evil. Now, there's a really interesting video on YouTube called How One Company Destroyed an Entire Country. I'll put the link for that video in the description. That video contains a lot of information on the company as a whole and the things they've done which has sparked certain controversies. But my main reason of bringing that up is because I wonder, and it's just a wonder, a thought, I wonder if Tencent will incorporate certain Chinese propaganda in Assassin's Creed Codename Jade. As we know, China have many different beliefs than the Western world has. A lot of those beliefs being fairly questionable in certain aspects. Now again, I wonder, just a thought, I wonder how much influence the Chinese political sphere has on Tencent as a company, and then subsequently the games Tencent develop. There's a lot of things that I personally do not agree with when it comes to China, that I won't go in detail in this video with, but it's mainly the human rights issues that I have personally with China. So do I want to support this game? Personally, not really. It's not for me. I mean, I don't play mobile games anyway, so I wasn't gonna play this game, especially if it was going to be a lot like Assassin's Creed Odyssey. That was my least favorite game in the series. So, you know, it's not for me anyway. But knowing this game is developed by Tencent does really put me off even more. That's not me jumping on my high horse and saying, you shouldn't play this game because of this, because of that. Now, that's fair enough. If you want to play the game, you play the game and enjoy it. You know, if you want to throw money into it, if that makes you happy and you like the game, I am more than happy for you. Keep doing it and let me know how much of a good time you're having, because I might want to know, because I won't be playing it, so yeah, let me know. But for me personally, this is kind of just the cherry on top of like, okay, that's just another reason why I shouldn't play it and I don't want to play it. Now, it could be that Ubisoft have strict rules when it comes to developing games, which they likely do, so they might say, no, you can't include, you know, propaganda, or you can't include these types of things in our games because it's under our name at the end of the day. We're publishing it, so you can't include propaganda, or you can't include certain beliefs and opinions, or glorify things that were bad in the past, because that's not us. And you know what? That's fair enough. They might not do that. So again, this is all just complete speculation on my part. I'm not going to go into too much more detail on that because I don't really think I can say any more about that. It's just something to think about. To summarize, for what the game is, it's cool, it's fine, it's whatever. Yeah, play it, enjoy it, and if it's good, then I'm happy for you if you do enjoy it. It's not for me, I won't be playing it, but I did want to get my thoughts out there because I have seen some of you guys asking me, you know, what do you think about AC Codename Jade? Will you play it? Do you think it looks good? Here I am, giving those thoughts. I probably won't make any more videos on AC Codename Jade because, yeah, I don't really have much to say apart from what I've said today. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments if you like the look of this game, if you think it's kind of bad looking. Like, I just want to know overall what you guys think. We'll get a conversation going and build that AC community. If you did enjoy this video and you want to stay up to date with everything Assassin's Creed Mirage, Codename Red, Nexus, etc., then feel free to press that subscribe button so you don't miss a video from me. I love you guys, mate. The Father of Understanding guide us. I will see you soon. Goodbye.